And I never tasted it, and it was exceptional. I tried these kind of white things where
Hinkali.
inside you have
Hinkali.
meat. Yeah,
Yes.
that stuff. I'm not even pronounce it, but yeah.
Друзья, всем привет! Меня зовут Миша Ряженко. Сегодня у нас не очень длинное, но очень содержательное интервью с музыкантом невероятной величины. Его зовут Маtteo Mancuso. Он из Италии, и сегодня он нам расскажет, как же так у него получилось вот такими необычными средствами вот такого уровня гигантского достичь в исполнительском мастерстве и играть все, что возможно. Ну, короче, вы сами сейчас все узнаете, услышите, и, пожалуй, перейдем к интервью. I just said that you are so very cool musician.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Tell me please, how did you start playing on the electric guitar by fingers and when the sound became almost the same as string skipping by pick?
Yeah, I started when I was around 10, 11 years old, and at that age I didn't even know that electric guitar should be played with the pick.
How old are you right now? Sorry.
I'm 22 now.
Okay.
So when I was younger, I just didn't even know that you should use the pick for electric guitar. So I started like that, more like a bass player rather than a classical player for this kind of thing.
On the electric guitar? Or?
On the electric guitar. Okay. I started on the electric. So later on I studied classical guitar at high school, and I discovered a lot of new tricks that you can use for fingerstyle electric guitar. So growing some nails, otherwise the sound would be too dark without nails. So I learned to shape my nails like a classical player, but not too long. So I discovered all these little tricks thanks to the classical guitar, and I applied them to the electric. So that's why it sounds like a pick, because of the nails. Because only with the flash the sound will be too muddy and too dark.
Okay. And what age did you start to play with distortion and?
I always played with distortion. I started
Really?
with this distortion because
What music was this?
AC/DC,
Oh,
Led
really?
Zeppelin, Deep Purple. That was my
By fingers?
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, yeah.
From the start?
All by fingers. Yeah, from the start. with a Strat style guitar, smaller than a normal Strat because I was very little at that age. But yes, I started with distortion vocabulary, distortion songs, and all that. And then I discovered classical guitar when I was around 14, 15, when I was at high school.
What kind of amp did you use those years?
Right now I'm using...
those years. Yeah.
Those years. When I was younger, I started with a Roland Microcube. It's like a 2-watt amplifier, and it was my main amplifier for like 4 years, maybe 5 years.
And then?
It was the only one. Then I always used my father amps that were all valve amps, so I cannot bring it to me with the normal gigs.
Is your father a guitarist?
Yeah, my father is also a guitar player, and I used a Mesa Boogie. I think it's called a Mark II.
Very good.
Yeah, most of the time, most of the first videos are recorded with that amp. Then I discovered all the amp modeling stuff like Helix, Kemper, Fractal, and I actually started with Fractal. I bought a IX8, and then I switched to Helix when I discovered the Yamaha guitars.
Значит, Матео начал играть пальцами с 11 лет, практически сразу, на электрогитаре. И первым его комбиком был Roland Microcube. Ну, сами знаете, какой у него замечательный звук, но поскольку его отец тоже является гитаристом, у него стояли стационарные усилители ламповые, и до них он добрался только через 4 года, когда уже увлекся гитарой, сразу начал с AC/DC, с вот этих прекрасных вечно зеленых рок-стандартов. И ему пришлось отрастить ногти, он делал маникюр для того, чтобы, ну, как делают классические гитаристы, потому что понял, что если за ногтями не ухаживать так, как необходимо, то не получится вот этого звука, как, собственно, у него аутентично получается играть, что является, наверное, одной из главных особенностей его стиля, что у него аутентично получается играть пальцами, как будто звучит медиатор. И, собственно, про это я ему вопросы задал, как он сделал так и когда так получилось, что он стал так играть, и он сказал, что это практически сразу произошло. Потом он перешел уже на процессоры, на Fractal Audio и закончил вот Helix'ом, на котором он играет сейчас, когда перешел на гитары Yamaha. Let's talk about the music styles you play, because there's a lot of really impressive videos on your YouTube channel in all different genres like jazz or metal, and how can you play all of them so good?
Yeah, it started with I think the listening process is really the most important thing if you want to internalize many different styles. So instead of like practicing 8 hours a day only with the guitar, I listened a lot of music and only practiced like 2-3 hours, and then
2-3 hours?
Yeah, I just practiced 2, maybe 3 hours a day, and then I listen always new stuff to see if I'm interested in all the new music.
Mm-hmm.
For example, now I'm really liking Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really liking, of course, all the new fusion stuff that came up, like Snarky Puppy, Robert Glasper, and all this new era. But when I started, I was really a rock guy. So, as I say, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. This is my skeleton, my main influence, I think. And then, of course, all the fusion, classical fusion, 80s, 90s style, like, of course, Weather Report, Tribal Tech, Yellow Jackets.
I saw your cover version of Tribal Tech on your channel.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite Scott solos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I just listen to a lot of music, and I think it's more important than just practicing technically, because you grow much faster.
Sounds like something not really honest, because for a regular guy, it's not easy to, just hear something and play 2-3 hours a day and be good,
Yeah, it's strange, I know, but I separate that from the actual playing. I can study 2-3 hours a day, but I can play also 8 hours, 9 hours, but just playing, not practicing something new. So I always separate that.
I'll translate.
Yeah.
Значит, я спросил, как так получается, что Матео невероятно круто играет, а он действительно невероятно круто играет во всех стилях вообще, которые есть. То есть это и, у него есть кавера, вы можете на YouTube-канале посмотреть, и Пол Гилберт, Technical Difficulties, он играет просто, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Играет максимально аутентично. I'll meet Paul, I think, in the end of September. And, do you know him personally?
I was at one of his clinics in Sicily, but I met him personally, yes. But I'm not sure if he
saw this video.
Me. I'm not sure.
И, собственно, он круто очень играет, как вы видели, джаз. То есть человек играет все, и он говорит, что ключ к успеху — это просто слушать музыку, бесконечно слушать. И, как ни странно, он говорит, что он занимается 2-3 часа в день. Я сказал, что мне кажется, это не очень честным, потому что обычно у ребят так не получается. Лично мне приходилось по 8-10 часов в день играть, чтобы хотя бы просто сесть ему сейчас аккомпанировать. Вот. Но при этом, он говорит, что это главное. То есть главное слушать, анализировать. Вы слышали, какой багаж он перечислил всех коллективов, которые он слушает, от Tribal Tech, Fusion и Weather Report до классики рока. И, в общем, говорит, что в этом заключается путь к успеху. Его, по крайней мере. Instead of just home learning, did you have some musical education, or?
Yeah, as I said, my father is also a guitar player, so with him I learned a lot of harmony stuff because he was very good at it, and I learned a lot of jazz standards because he's also a great jazz musician. And yeah, my father is like a listening guide for me, because I discovered all the jazz traditional guys with him, like Wes Montgomery, Barney Kessel, also Django Reinhardt. And
you remembered me, your style remembered me when we just played Birelli Lagrand style.
Yeah, Birelli, yeah, I love him, yes.
Yeah,
one of my favorites from the new generation, yes.
I heard it.
Thanks.
Okay. I think he would be proud to hear a pieces of his own style in your playing.
I hope.
What else? Maybe your father and
of course music school.
Music
when
school?
I was in high school, I attended in Italian it's called the liceo musicale, like musical high school. It's like a musical high school, yes. And then I
like college.
Sì, yes. And then I started to attend the conservatory in Palermo.
Oh,
And I currently study jazz guitar there.
they teach jazz.
Yeah, they have the jazz guitar department.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it big?
For our standards, yes. Maybe for Russian standards, it's not.
How
that
many
big.
students are there? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe 50, something like
50?
that.
What about the teachers? Are they good?
Yeah, there's a really good level.
They're professional guitarists.
Yeah, all the teachers are also
Yes?
professional musicians. Yes.
Я спросил про образование у Матео. Он сказал, что он окончил такой типа, музыкальную школу, колледж, помимо того, что учил его отец, а также затем он поступил в консерваторию Палермо.
Palermo, yes.
В Палермо в консерваторию на отделении джазовой гитары. Говорит, что там учатся порядка 50 человек и очень крутые преподаватели, в том числе, которые являются профессиональными музыкантами. And after that, you just right now practice by yourself.
Yeah, I'm just practicing. Try to find a way to have my personal practice routine, and write new music, of course. Right now, yeah.
You have an album, right?
No, I don't have it, but I have some material there. I have to release, hopefully, this year.
When would it be available to?
I think by December it will be ready. Maybe 3-4 songs, not the entire album, because I'm working on it right now. But I think that will be something new at the end of this year, yes.
Very good. We'll put a link for your album on iTunes when it's ready. How much time do you need to learn something like technical difficulties or the same level of song?
Yeah, it depends, because usually it takes a lot, because I have to figure out how to transfer the pick technique on my right hand.
Yes.
So I have to figure out some ways and some different fingerings also for the left hand to do it. And technical difficulties was very tough for me, because it's all think about something that you can do easily with the pick. So 3 note per string patterns and all that stuff that are, if you practice enough with the pick, they are really simple. With the fingers, it's not like that. You have to work a lot on your independence. You have to work a lot on your sound. It takes a lot of time, but I'm used to. So it depends on the stuff. If it's only a technical stuff, usually, I don't know.
A month?
Yeah, probably a little bit less, but for perfection stuff, I have to work a lot more. Maybe 2-3 months for some really hard stuff.
Do you practice with some recording stuff while you are learning a new material?
Yes, I always record myself while practicing, especially on the improvisation part. I always listen to myself and see what I like and what I don't like, what I want to play more, and what licks I want to play less. So on the improvisational part, yes, I always record myself.
Do you play some everyday exercises?
Sometimes just to warm up,
For a gig?
Yeah, for a gig, but also especially for the ends. I'm not bringing the guitar and starting shredding immediately, so that will be dangerous for.
Yes, of course.
So just a little warm up before I start to play fast. Yeah.
Very good. Матео рассказал нам, сколько времени у него уходит на изучение конкретного произведения. Он сказал, что это, конечно, зависит от многого, но в целом это где-то около месяца, может быть меньше, но чтобы довести это до идеального состояния, наверное, месяц, произведение имеется в виду вот типа technical difficulties такого уровня. Но, конечно, там многое зависит от того, что ему надо переложить это все под левую руку, под правую, потому что это не медиатором, как говорится, высекать, это такой непростой процесс, переложить это все под два пальца. И он также практикует звукозапись, естественно, в процессе занятий для того, чтобы иметь возможность потом послушать, проанализировать и, возможно, использовать свои же наработки в дальнейшей практике. И, собственно, я тоже советую всем так делать, это очень круто. Can you please describe your standard routine guitar day? How do you spend your time and for what?
Yeah, I don't really have a standard practice routine. It depends on the day. But I think about practice always practicing the three most important stuff that would be harmony, melody, and rhythm. So I always find a way to make up an exercise that have all these three things. So you can exercise your rhythm, you can exercise your melody, and your harmony, of course. And I just learn songs for harmony, finding some new scales from melody, and for rhythm, I just practicing rhythm, like the funk stuff, all the stuff that with the pick are way easier because you can just have this movement and you are used to if you play with the pick. But actually, comping is my weak point because I never do this kind of movement. So I'm currently practicing some funk stuff for my rhythm part.
Have you ever tried to play by pick?
Yeah, but I'm very I'm not good at it because I just can't do the movements and I just don't like to have something in my fingers.
And if you need to play something with mute, with palm mute?
I just do it like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but without pick. Yeah.
Have you ever learned Master of Puppets by Metallica?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I was like 15, 16. That was the metal period.
Was it comfortable for you?
Yeah, once you are used to it, it's comfortable.
That's good. Я спросил Матео про то, как выглядит обычно его день занятий, но он говорит, что главное не соблюдать какую-то конкретную математическую схему, а главное соблюдать работу над тремя элементами. Это мелодия, гармония и ритм. Собственно, он выбирает какие-то задания и придумывает себе какую-то работу для того, чтобы объединять воедино вот эти вот три элемента. И, собственно, у него это, как видите, неплохо получается. Вот. И также работает над штрихами, в том числе. Ну и, соответственно, я спросил по поводу ритмики. Вот он сказал, что есть нюанс, что он не привык вот к этому движению, поэтому так называемый маятник, не знаю, или как-то по-другому это называется, Юра Мейлиан нам всем завещал. Но вот он над этим работает, и это, наверное, одно из таких его слабых мест. Ну, слабых это, конечно, в его понимании, там все хорошо, лучше, чем у многих с медиатором. Вот, и он работает над этим чуть больше для того, чтобы соответствовать примерно тому, как это происходит с медиатором у обычных гитаристов. Can you give, I don't know, for me, for my subscribers, some notes for a chord and voicing workout?
Voicing workout, yeah, actually I'm still working on it. And, it's really a tough argument because guitar is one of the instruments that visually are the hardest. Also, all the strings instruments that don't have a symmetric tuning. So, for example, bass are only fourths.
Yes.
It's easier. In guitar, you have on the G and the B strings that third that mess up everything.
But not John Patitucci. He has 6 strings.
Yeah, but they are also all fourths.
Yes.
Also with the 6 strings. So, yeah, my advice is always find a way to play all the shapes you know in the first position in every position. Make sure that you know every inversion that are really important. Of course, when it comes to inversions, there are really boring stuff, I know, because there's not music in it if you don't learn how to play them in your songs. So always learn to play inversions in the songs that you already know. So that's the fun thing, because you have to make the practice fun, otherwise it will be frustrating.
Я спросил про то, как работать над голосоведением и аккордовой техникой. Матео сказал ту же самую историю, которую я везде всем говорю. Это голосоведение посредством обращения аккордов. То есть на каждый трезвучие септаккорд надо знать хотя бы там по 10-15 аппликатур. Аккордовый словарик, короче, вы и так у меня уже все слышали, все знаете. how do you work on improvisation? What tools do you prefer to use? Maybe arpeggios or modes?
Yeah, that's actually an exercise that I practice a lot. That is in every stand. You can play it in every standard or in every tune you like. And it's actually to stay on the same position for all the chord changes.
Yeah.
And basically you force yourself to find new scales and things that you are not used to, because we always try to find the root. So immediately when you think about A minor, you immediately think at the fifth fret. But you have to used to think about A minor on all the fretboards.
Yeah, 11,
so
whatever.
For example, when I started to study in giant steps, and it's a work in progress, I always stay on the 7th position where the B is, and I try to play all the chord changes on that, and I'm not moving at all, but I have to evidence all the chords, you know.
I was asking Scott Henderson on his masterclass in Moscow about how he worked with giant steps.
Yeah.
And he said that it's really tough to use anything else but arpeggios, because the harmony changes is too fast.
Yeah, because with arpeggios you spell the harmony better.
Yes.
With scale is actually harder, because you have to find way to connect those scales, and it's really tough, especially not technically but visualizing all the stuff.
What scales are your favorite?
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the modes approach. I always thought about the modes as the three main scales, like the major, minor, melodic minor, and harmonic minor. For me, that are the only scales that I use. But I do know about modes, and they are good if you want to memorize the colors. But I think from an improvisational point of view, it's better to always think about where the melodic minor is, where the real major scale is. For example, if you are playing Lydian, you have to think about the major scale that derives from that Lydian scale.
If you play Lydian, you have to remember about CY.
Yes, you have to remember about CY for Mixolydian, Eric Johnson, and all that stuff. Yeah, I learned it in that way, and that's the best way, because you have in the ears.
Я спросил, это был один из последних вопросов, я спросил Матео про его подход к импровизации, как он над ней работает. Он сказал, что работает он, конечно, отталкиваясь от в основном вертикальной структуры, когда работает над каждым аккордом в отдельности. Арпеджио является основным из инструментов, плюс мажор, мелодический минор и гармонический — это одни из основных тоже звукорядов, которые он использует. Не очень он любит ладовый подход к импровизации, больше он старается попадать непосредственно в звуки аккордов и где-то что-то соответственно, рядом тоже искать. И он просто сказал то, что вот прям мне хочется сказать всегда, что, ребята, обыгрывайте каждый аккорд. Это сложно, это очень сложно, но так вы попадете точно в гармонию, это прям 100%. And I think that's it. I got no questions anymore. Do you like Russia?
Yeah.
What did you like the most from the city?
Red Square.
Red Square, really?
Yeah, I know that it sounds, Red Square, of course, but it really was the biggest square I ever seen, so
wow.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Okay,
and also the people and the woman.
Have you tried some Russian food?
Actually, I tried some Georgian food, and I never tasted it, and it was exceptional. I tried these kind of white things where inside you have meat. Yeah, that stuff. I'm not even pronounce it, but yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, really good. And you know, for an Italian, it's strange because you are always used to your food, but I think you have always to try something different outside of Italy, because the Italians are too much attached to our stuff, you know.
Don't try Italian cuisine in Moscow, because we have a lot of more interesting things.
I know.
Yeah. So maybe some release you would like to announce or something else?
Sadly, I don't have a precise date because I have to work on it and I have to realize how much time I will use. So I don't know, maybe not.
Okay. В общем, ребят, подписывайтесь на канал Матео. У него есть офигенный канал, там пока всего 33 тысячи подписчиков, но, блин, он достоин гораздо большего. И обязательно следите за его творчеством, у него обязательно выйдет альбом, и вообще то, что он делает с ребятами, это мега круто. Сейчас мы находимся в магазине Мусторг, сейчас у него будет мастер-класс, и мы его чуть-чуть отвлекаем. И я надеюсь, что он будет к нам почаще приезжать. Would you like to come to Russia again?
Yeah.
Yeah? Окей. И да, вы слышали, что Россия ему понравилась, так что он сюда обязательно еще раз приедет. Так что спасибо ему огромное. We wish you anything that you want.
Thanks a lot.
So you will be our guest next time, whatever you want.
Thanks so much.
Yes. Все, всем спасибо, ребят. Надеюсь, это вам понравилось интервью. И, в общем, ждем альбом. We are waiting for your album.
Yeah.
Окей. Все. Thank you.